Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before, this is GABNET, the Great American Broadcast Network.
This is an Internet Network news break. IP Pingsley reporting. Our top story, the Great American Broadcast Network, otherwise known as GABNET, is now a TuneIn partner. TuneIn, the world's largest audio network, has joined forces with GABNET, the world's most innovative talk network. GABNET's partnership with TuneIn means that listeners now have 3 main ways to listen to GABNET programming: GABNET.net, TuneIn.com, and the convenient TuneIn app for smartphones. To participate in the network's innovative citizen panels on GABNET programs, use Skype and type the handle GABNET Live, or call on your phone 347-352-0079. For more information on this network, its programs, and its hosts, log on to GABNET.net. That's GABNET.net. This has been an Internet Network news break.
What makes GABNET talk like you've never heard before? Well, it's the citizen panel concept. Our talk hosts talk to a whole group of people at the same time. Want to be a citizen panel member and add to the conversation? It's simple. First, download Skype. Answer 4 simple questions during the install. You know, your personal stuff, first name, last name, email address, and most importantly, the ID you want us to know you by. Then, from Add Contacts on Skype, enter GABNET Live. Become a contact, and you're ready to go. Now, if you're a Luddite and you hate computers, you could use the telephone, just like Grandma had back in the day. Call 347-352-0079 to connect via voice. Don't be shy. It's fun and addictive. Now, the last time I did this promo, I said if you don't call, I'd kill my dog. Of course, I was kidding, but then I accidentally killed him. So, to replace Fluffy, I got this cuddly pussycat. And now, if you don't call, I'll kill this cat. Don't worry, Sylvester. I won't let them hurt you. I'm not kidding. Call now or Sylvester gets it. Again.
Hey everybody, this is Alex Bennett, host of the Ramble, heard here and seen here on GABNET, Tuesday through Fridays, live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and I got some big news for you. Our program has moved its live video from Facebook Live to YouTube Live. After extensive tests in our GABNET laboratories of at least 10 minutes, our mind was made up and we've come to the conclusion that YouTube is superior not only in video quality, but audio as well. And then there's the ease of watching it. Here's what you do. Simply point your browser to youtube.com/Bolo Bennett/live. That's youtube.com/Bolo Bennett, BOLOBENNETT/live. And you're there. The player is waiting, and you do nothing, and when the show begins, so does the player. Couldn't be simpler. In fact, tag that page as a permanent tab on your browser, and you're ready to go. And if all of this is too vexing for you, well, just go to GABNET.net near showtime, and the player in the middle of the page will start to play when we're on. We're thrilled with the new quality our move has provided, and while you're there, would you do me a favor and please subscribe to our channel? No, I beg you to. Hey, listen to me, I'm groveling, okay? I know, it's pathetic. I'm sorry, I'm debasing myself, and I really shouldn't be. Please.
Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before, this is GABNET, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Hey! Hey everybody, it's me. Yes, here I am. I'm Alex, and this is the Ramble, and we go until Midnight Eastern Daylight Time here on the East Coast of the United States of America. And, of course, as always, on Friday nights, we have a guest. Hello there, guest.
Hi.
Wait a minute. Let me go to her camera so that you can see her. What?
I didn't put my hat on.
You didn't put your hat on? You want to go get yourself a hat?
I'll borrow your hat.
Yeah, go get a hat. She's going to go get a hat. Okay? All right. There she goes. And she doesn't have her underpants on.
I have my shorts on.
Those are her little shorts. Quite a body for an old lady.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Anyway, I'll tell you, I have to, her mic, okay, here's what happened. Last week, hold on a second, let me go to the split screen. All right, okay, all right. Last week, I got a thing from somebody going, you know, the whole first half hour of your show there was this rumble going on and so on. I tried to figure out what it was. I said, you know, it made it very hard to listen to and all of that. And I'm thinking, what could it possibly be? And then I figured, well, no, it's the fact that you're using a microphone over there. Move a little closer to it. Yeah.
You just turned it in a different direction.
I know. I had to turn it in a different direction because what happens is if I turn this down, if I turn her mic down, you don't hear it as much. But because we have two mics on, it's.
So what's a rumble?
Well, I mean, if I turn off the air conditioner, folks, listen for a moment. But we're not going to because it's very hot in New York tonight. Listen, see, now you don't have that rumble.
Can you put it on a low fan?
It's still a very noisy. You know, it doesn't make a lot of noise when it's just my mic on, but when it's both mics.
So why don't I come over there?
No,
we could
because
do the whole program over there.
No,
I'm coming.
No. Just go back over there. Okay, all right.
That would fix your problem.
That would fix the problem, but I mean, it's just we need the air conditioner on.
Yeah, but let me come over there.
No,
why does that?
Stay there. Just don't worry about it.
Talk about people that don't like change.
I don't care about the rumbling, but there's that one listener that cares about the rumbling.
Who's the listener?
I don't know, some moron. Anyway, that's how I treat my audience, some moron. So anyway. How are you, my dear?
Fine.
Yeah, you took the day off today.
Took the day off. My friend Paul is in. We're having the mini high school reunion.
Yeah, Paul, you have a lot of friends who come in from time to time, and of all of them, I like Paula the most.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Paul likes you.
Yeah, she's very hip, and
she's great.
She really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And her brain isn't as addle as yours is.
Well,
so
mine's gone.
Here's to show you how gone it is. And don't get mad at me for telling you.
I'm not getting mad at you, but the way you talk to me is so nasty.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Now you're being nice.
I'm being very nice.
Yeah, but you're not nice like that.
No, but this worried me. Okay, so she's flipping. She loves to flip around stations. She's always looking for something to watch, and of course she doesn't.
A new series that I could watch without him.
Yeah, there's
something that he would definitely not like.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to start Stranger Things.
I'm going to watch my Turkish soap all over again.
Oh, really? From the beginning to the end.
All 55.
You don't have to. Don't lean into the
55.
Okay. Anyway, here's what happened. So she's flipping around. She's looking at something. She comes on Showtime. She starts looking at Showtime, and then she sees. I'm Dying Up Here, which is the TV show about stand-up comics. Stand-up comics, and she says, "Have we seen that whole series?" And I said, "Yes, we saw the end of it." Okay, so now she's flipping down further, and it's not 30 seconds later. She sees "I'm Dying Up Here" again. It's listed somewhere else in the queue, and says. Did we watch all of that?
And your point is?
And then
your point is?
Then I kind of got nasty and went. I just
nasty.
Told you.
You are always
30 seconds ago.
You're making it even sound nice the way you're talking.
Don't get your hand in my picture.
That's the way you sound.
What?
Right now, you're sounding nicer than you were in person when it happened.
What do you mean? Whoop, the lights
flickered.
Flickered. Go in and see if she turned on the air conditioner.
No.
I just want to see.
When I go to bed, I'll go see.
No, but I want to see.
I'll go to bed when
I'm going to go
Then
see.
you go see.
Huh? Wait a minute. I'll go see.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, so there we have it. That's
I just wanna
the
see
sum
what-
of the day. So I forgot. It's not the end of the world, Alex. There's other things that are more pressing. Like our great president.
She didn't turn on the other air
She
conditioner.
did?
No.
She's asleep.
So the light
Is she
just
asleep?
flickered. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you wake her?
No.
Well, these lights always flicker from time to time. Yeah, they're old.
Anyway,
Put your earphones in.
what were you saying while I was gone?
Nothing. Just between me and them.
Oh, I see. Okay. But Bree has written. He says he's back in Dubai now. Couldn't call in from KL. What's KL? Huh. I can't remember what KL is.
A country?
Anyway, it's getting hot in here, isn't
Well,
it?
Bree, call in tonight.
Yeah, yeah. It's getting hot in here. It's been.
We ate in the dining room with no air conditioning, and the windows were closed because it had rain, and it was I was dying in there. We should have brought little televisions.
It wasn't.
platters.
It
We should
wasn't.
have eaten in the bedroom.
It wasn't terrible.
It was. I was like dying.
Well, you have a very low tolerance to humidity and heat and things like that. But tell them why we were eating in the dining room.
Because we're 3 people and it's too many for the kitchen.
No. There was another reason why we were eating in the dining
Let
room.
me see.
Oh boy.
What was it?
You know, she'll never admit that I can do this.
All right, he made a nice chicken dish. That along with his ribs are his 2 best dishes.
Well, I'm developing stuff now.
That's fine with me. But don't go into meat.
No, I actually my beef bourguignon's very good.
Yeah, well, I'm passing on that.
Why?
It was hard.
What?
The beef was hard.
The beef wasn't hard.
Well, I'm cutting back on beef.
You don't like hard beef? You got something against hard beef?
I can't remember what hard beef is like.
Thank you very much. Anyway, tomorrow. Now you see, here's what she does. Almost any excuse for an anniversary, because she figures that somehow I'll take her out to dinner. For that,
Did you make reservations? No.
no, not for this, because you were having a guest in town. But no, so she sends stuff to me and gets it so it inserts itself in my calendar. I don't know how. It just inserts itself in my calendar. Maybe I clicked on it when you got it, or I opened it and it's,
It's there
it's
forever.
like spam. All of a sudden, I get these things like, it's our anniversary, or it's Marjorie's birthday, or
They're right.
yeah.
One year you forgot.
Tomorrow I have a notification on my calendar that it's the what year anniversary?
Our first date.
Of our first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now am I supposed to take you out to eat for that?
Well, we usually do.
Really?
Yeah.
No. No.
Yes, we do.
We do for our anniversary.
And we do for the summer anniversary.
For the summer anniversary?
Yeah, we do it twice.
We do it twice. I see. Okay. So that's the way that goes.
Yeah.
So do you remember our first date?
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
Tell them about it. We went to a movie, and we either
Now we met each other on J-Date.
J-Date, and we actually.
Did you write me or did I write you?
I wrote you, of
You wrote
course, and I asked you out, of course.
Oh, okay.
We met
And
at.
by the way, may I say, your picture in J-Date looked nothing like you. If you had said, I'll meet you in the front of the theater or whatever, I wouldn't know who it was.
We met at the record store next door.
Really, yeah. Tower Records,
Tower
which
Records,
no longer.
remember
You don't think of us being together a long time, but when you say Tower Records, that's where we first saw each other.
Yeah. Before the movie,
Yeah.
and we either saw Captain.
No, we saw Captain.
Of America.
Captain something in the World of Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
What's Captain?
Sunshine and
The
something
Captain,
like that.
yeah, in the World of Tomorrow. And that's what we saw. That was our first movie. But anyway,
And then we went to a restaurant that has since closed.
yes.
Oh my God!
Which one is that?
NoHo Star.
Oh, NoHo Star. We went to NoHo Star.
Our
didn't we?
first date, yeah.
NoHo Star is this. This shows you what's happening in this world now. NoHo Star was this really great. What could we call it?
Pub.
Sunday brunch place.
It was great.
You didn't
It was
want
great for dinner. It was great.
But you didn't want to get Saturday brunch there, and I never thought of it as a dinner place.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. I've been there for dinner.
Well, I mean, you've been there for dinner,
And
but
lunch.
but anyway, it was a great brunch place, and they had a great Bloody Mary, and I don't drink,
But you took some of
but
mine.
I love those Bloody Marys.
But I have been going there for years
Yeah.
before our first date.
So
I
this
mean,
is where we had our first date, and
we went back recently, and there was a big sign that said, "Thank you for the 33 years that we've been here, but sorry, we have to close."
yeah,
Rents went up, I'm sure.
something, and I think it's still closed.
Yeah.
I went by there a couple of weeks ago, and it was still closed. So so they raised the rent. Big fucking
Sad.
deal. They
Yeah.
don't have anybody in there.
Yeah.
It's the greed of the city, and a lot of places are closing down like
Yeah.
crazy because the rents just go
Can't
sky
afford
high.
it.
You on your street on Madison Avenue, next to where you work.
It's an empty shop right There's 2 empty shops right there that are for rent.
Yeah, and a lot of candy stores, right?
In our block between 52nd and 53rd, there are 3 chocolate stores. 2 Japanese and 1 Swiss. And they're crowded. And you should see it Valentine's Day.
You know who I am going to predict will wind up going out of business, or at least moving their business? Tiffany's. Because they're right on the corner of Trump Tower.
Yeah, but that place is classic. They've had that for years.
Yes, they've had it for years, even since the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. They've had it for years.
They're not moving.
But, no, I
We'll
don't.
be out of office. We'll be out of office.
I'm wondering how bad business is for them with all that congestion there, because, like I passed it the other day. There's one whole street you can't drive up.
Tell me about it.
I mean, and it's a real mess in that area. And
Yeah, but people that are walking, it's still very crowded around there.
so Tiffany still does business.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens, because it hasn't been. I read somewhere they were complaining that business.
They were complaining in the beginning, but it's what's really a problem is the stores inside Trump Tower and the people that live there. I mean, the security they have to go through now, and there's a lot of empty apartments.
I guess nobody who bought into an apartment there or whatever.
Since?
No, before.
Yeah, it's co-op.
Before. No, but I'm saying before he became president, ever thought that would happen or that was ever a
course.
possibility.
Of course.
And now they can barely get into their apartment house. I mean, here we walk in the front gate and we come up to the
Yeah,
apartment.
with
That's what you
security there.
used to do at Trump Tower.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's terrible for
I
them,
agree.
and the rents are so high in there that the government moved out.
Yeah.
They were taking like a whole floor or something.
And he was charging them top dollar.
Yeah.
He's such a prick.
Yeah, well,
Huh.
yeah, he's a douchebag. What
He
can
is.
I say? Major douchebag. So anyway, we went on our first date, and we had lunch there. So what did you think of me initially?
That you would be a good movie friend.
You never thought I'd be a boyfriend.
Never.
So why did I suddenly become a boyfriend?
Well, it took 3 months.
What do you mean it took 3
It took
months?
3 months till you first kissed me.
It wasn't 3 months.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So that as soon as I kissed you, you're that cheap a
No.
slut that all of a sudden I'm your boy?
No, you walked me to the subway and kissed me, and it kind of changed it a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you moved in.
That was a couple years later.
Well, wait a minute. What happened then? How did
This is
it develop?
2004. I had my surgery in 2009.
Remember, our second movie was a Chinese movie.
Yes. Something flying or
Yeah.
It's a good
yeah.
movie.
It was a very good movie. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. But I block it out because just like I block out the rest of our relationship, it's
Don't we both?
It's, I mean, why don't you make
10-20.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Anyway, where was I?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know where I was. Last night, the end of the show.
What show?
This show. What show? What else do I have? I have precious little in this world when it comes to performing. Outside of the fact I'm going to do a show on what, Premier Networks? Is it Premier Networks that Walter's got his show on? Walter Sterling has a show on I think it's on Premier. I may be wrong. But it's going to be done from CBS. I'm going to do his show on the 26th of August, and it's...
What day is the 26th?
It's got me frightened shitless.
Why?
Because I'm out of practice. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And then the last night, at the end of the show, I don't know, I somehow drew this major blank and couldn't figure out what to turn off first and what to turn off second. And then it turned out...
A checklist.
I forgot... I don't have it. The checklist is that I've been doing this with such repetition over the years that I shouldn't have problems.
All right, but you're at that age now where you forget to make a checklist.
And you got that age thing going for you, and you're
Well,
really
you
an
do.
old fart.
You do.
Hey, did we see I'm Dying Up Here? Did we see all of I'm Dying Up Here?
10:22.
I don't know if we saw all of I'm Dying Up Here. Anyway.
Your point is?
My point is this, young lady. Where was I? Oh yeah.
I have no idea.
And then what I forgot to do was turn off the.
Talk about forgetting.
Hold on.
Talk about people forgetting.
I'm talking about. This is not like 5 to 30 seconds later asking the same question because I forgot that I asked it.
No, but you just forgot to turn the dials that you've been doing for like half a century.
I forgot to turn off the encoder, which has to be turned off so that Jack can get on.
Oh boy, bad boy.
And that gave me a lot of stuff at the end of my show, so I had to edit it, and it was a mess. Just a mess. What can I say?
Just another day.
Huh?
10:22. Can I roll over?
No. And then I did it the long way around to fix it. I didn't think there was this easy, simple way to fix the problem.
And when did you figure out that it was
this morning. But anyway, so it's like there are certain things where I just like I'm freezing up now, and I don't, like when I start this show, I got to make sure I got everything going right.
So a checklist. What is wrong with the checklist?
Because I don't work well with checklists. Where am I going to put? Where am I going to put a? Where am I going to put a checklist
just put
here?
It right on the wall.
Oh yeah, I'm going to sit here and go. Oh wait a minute, folks.
Obviously, you don't work well without a checklist.
Obviously, most of the time I have worked well without a checklist.
So obviously, why are you complaining?
Well, obviously, I'm complaining because I feel like I maybe need a checklist.
I think you do.
Okay. Yeah. So, let me see here. So, what else is new? You know something, for somebody who said, do you remember when you and I gave up watching the news? We did that for about 8 months after.
Yeah, well, after Trump was elected.
After Trump was elected. Whatever happened to that?
Let's do that again.
Because it's
so boring.
Oh, God.
And I listen to it all day in the office.
Yes, I know, but these people are droning away on MSNBC. It's the same old thing,
But on most channels, CNN,
they're so fucking predictable over there at CNBC. MSNBC.
All the stations now.
Yeah, and I know if I go over to Fox, what I'm going to see. You know who I find myself watching? I know this sounds weird, folks, and please forgive me for this. But one channel over is BBC, so sometimes I stop and watch that a little bit because it really is far more interesting, right, than MSNBC. And then right next to that is The Blaze, Glenn Beck's network.
Oh, God.
Well, I don't mind watching Glenn Beck, and I'll tell you why.
Because he's a radio person.
He's a good broadcaster. He really is. He has a really good definitive style that he has, and his ability to communicate with the audience, at least on the radio program. I didn't like him when he was on Fox doing TV.
But he's a schmuck.
Yes and no.
Yes and yes.
You know, anyway, I listen to him, and I get it's a relief of sorts, even though it's the conservative side. It's a bit of a relief because he's not as driving away at the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Pushy.
You know, because then you go over to Fox and they're the polar opposite of MSNBC, and they're sitting there grinding away at the opposite
over
thing.
and over.
Although Fox more and more is getting less and less. Well, they don't give Trump quite the quarter they used to give him. You know, there's some people who are calling him to account.
It's
So,
about time.
well, it's, you know.
Did you hear him the other night at that? The kids sitting in that audience. I mean, it was a sham.
And I think he said something dirty too, because they bleeped it, and the kids
Did
are
they?
standing right there.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have used, you know, it was whatever it was an improper word.
What an asshole to like represent this great country. We
Like
push him up.
last night we had this guy Keenan. He's been on for 2 nights in a row. He's been calling us from Thailand. And yesterday he was just driving down the street in Thailand. You'll see the show probably on Monday. Driving down the street in Thailand and just shooting the stuff that goes by. One of them is a truck he kept coming up on that said Botox on the side, with a beautiful Asian Botoxed woman. But anyway, that all of a sudden was kind of a relief to me. That and Ray taking his walk
to get away from politics.
To get away from politics.
To get away from Trump, because he takes the air out of takes the air out of the room. I mean, it just
yeah. So I mean,
it's 27.
You know, yes, right. So I mean, you know, so I stay there, stay. So you know, I mean, while I'm not a big fan
of
what's his name on the Blaze,
who?
Oh boy, I just said
Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck.
The name you couldn't remember that you just said 2 seconds ago.
You know, you just sit over there. Do not come over here yet. It's not time.
It's my time.
No, it's not time yet. You really, well, hold on a second. I know, just stay over there while I do some work here, okay? I have work to do. By the way, in about a month, I don't know if we're going to have a show anymore because this whole
showing
Skype.
up?
Well, no, the Skype thing is like going to be a real problem
You'll
for me.
deal with it when you have to deal with it.
What do you do? Now there's half of you in the picture, and you look this. No,
I better come all the way over.
Go back over there. Stay there. Stay. See, that's how close she is to me. Looks like we have a giant.
Studio.
Well, actually, we do have a lot of library here. Anyway, okay, look, if you want to, you can come on over. Come on over. That's it. Come on over.
You got to turn the microphone.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to turn your microphone off. You see the rumbling's gone for anybody who was enamored of the rumbling, as it were. Anyway, there you go. The mic's there. All right?
Make a checklist. Somebody said for you to make a checklist.
Oh, fuck you. Make a checklist. Who said make a checklist? 10 weeks. You go, girl. Wait a minute. Sam, go, Marjorie. Don't let him off that easily. Alex, you can't remember the movies you're making fun of. Marjorie.
Please tell Alex his Depends are leaking. Alex, your Depends are leaking all over the
Wait
chair.
a minute. Where's that? Where's that again? My Depends are leaking? Oh, thank you. Love Friday night. See, people like this piece of shit we do here. I don't fully understand why. They go, nothing wrong with that, says Bree. Let's see here. Alex, will you be back on the radio? It's from Bree. Just one night only. We'll let you know where. It's going to be a disaster. That's what I feel.
Well, you're turning it into a disaster.
Huh?
You're turning it into
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get in the
What?
picture.
It says
here.
Alex Bennett is on the line. What? How did I suddenly? I guess I did come online, but
Maybe you called yourself.
maybe it's
Well, the board is open, everyone.
what's open.
The board.
Oh yeah, our calls, our lines are open here.
Please call.
Let me make sure. Yeah, no, I don't know why it said Alex Bennett was calling. I don't have another machine that's on calling. So
Please call. This
Anyway.
girl's tired.
What?
I have to get up at 5:15.
you're really that tired?
Yes,
You have to get up when?
5:15.
Why?
Because
I have to go work out.
I have to go work.
I have to go work out. You know, you could say, "Hey, it's my day off of work. I think I'll sleep late."
I'm taking a spin class.
You know, do you take a spin class? I spun today. I did what 40 minutes.
Do you sweat when you come out?
Yeah, but not terribly.
You're not pushing yourself.
Well, I don't want to push myself.
Well, that's how you don't really see benefits.
Oh, I'm sweating. I have
Are your
to
legs tightening up?
I don't know what's
Your
happening
thighs,
to my
are
legs.
they getting tight up here?
I have no idea.
Are they getting tight?
What are you doing? What are you feeling down there?
Your thighs.
She can do it. She's my wife.
I'm
Actually,
the girlfriend.
Actually, she can't do it. She's my wife. Anyway, last night we had nobody calling at the
Nobody
beginning
calling.
of the show.
Well, it's probably going to be like that. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, and
Somebody call, please.
somebody please call anybody. But it looks like we're not. You know, we may be in the same shape as we were last night.
Can I kiss you goodnight?
Are you going? You're going to leave me here while nobody's on the
Where's
line?
Phil when you want him?
Huh? I know Phil was supposed to call tonight. I checked with him today because I wanted to make sure he was okay.
Is he?
He said last night he felt like he was sweating and he was nauseous and whatever, and so he had to go to bed. And that worried me a little, you know. He said today he was fine, and I said, well, I would call your doctor about it, you know, just to make sure that
Absolutely.
you're okay, you know. But anyway, well,
Where's
if
everyone?
nobody's going to call, I'm just going to
That's
sign
not a
this
bad
in.
idea.
What?
Let's just close it down.
Just close it down?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good
All
idea.
right. So what should we say? Till what time?
Huh?
What
You
time?
give him another 2 minutes,
So 25 of?
25 of, and then I'll play the theme and we'll call it quits.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Somebody always calls and ruins me getting off early. Okay, where are you? Wait a minute. There he is. Hold on a second. Let me do that. Bree, we can't see you. Oh, jeez. And you're
voice
getting
is-
slap back on you?
There he is.
Bree, do you have some sound?
Yeah.
There's a kind of a sound problem there. There we go. You there, Bree?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We
yeah.
can't see you,
But we
though.
can't see you.
Ah, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm using this little Android tablet. It's not the best.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we don't even see you. We just see the window.
And the cable.
There's the
Oh,
cable.
there's
a
Phil.
cable. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
let me see.
Let me see here. That's an interesting shot. This is what happens
Who's
when
SG?
SG is
SG?
he's a troublemaker. He's a troublemaker. Hello, SG, you there? SG, are you?
This isn't SG.
Huh?
This is Phil.
Oh,
Phil.
Phil. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't understand why
A different
why
Phil?
that video
I'm
is
on
so
the
dark.
move it away from the window. Move it away from the window.
Oh,
There you go. Maybe that. No, it's still dark. Still dark.
sorry.
It's okay.
That's so
Good to hear your
strange.
voice.
I'm in
I'm saying
light.
good night.
You know.
Really? Okay.
Mwah.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone in the dark.
Night.
See
Hi,
ya.
hi, SG. How are you?
SG.
Everybody's really dark tonight.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let's see. We got SG, and then we got Phil. Phil's on the phone, right, Phil?
Yeah. I'm going to have to call tech services at Presonus to get this thing going.
Yeah, but can't you plug in the old one and?
There's no room in here. It's going to be a short one for me, but I just wanted to mention that you probably have a new disease that's going around.
What's that?
Trump derangement syndrome. They call it TDS for short.
Really?
Yeah, and it's affecting liberals and lefties across the nation.
I see.
And so you may have, contracted this disease.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you work on that while you were lying in bed trying to get better last night?
No, this Trump derangement syndrome seems to be what they're pushing on the Fox network. So I kind of like it.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, Trump derangement syndrome.
And what does that entail exactly? Hello, Scott. What does that entail?
It entails anything that he does. There must be a way to interpret it negatively. You know.
Oh, I see.
They bleeped him, so therefore he said something wrong. You know.
Well, no, he said something. He said something. Wait a minute. Hold on, Phil. Now.
Yeah. Well, didn't you say that there was a comedian that said something, but because it was bleeped out, it was okay?
No. I said it was okay. No, I said it was okay because they bleeped it. They knew it was going to get bleeped, so they did it so they would have a bleep there. All right.
Well,
in the case of Trump, he was giving a speech to people, and he said something that I guess the network felt they couldn't do, they couldn't say, and they bleeped it. It might have been, it probably wasn't anything terrible. I mean, it was like, probably went fuck or shit, but it was probably something like goddamn or something like that,
Yeah, he said hell a few times during that rally.
Yeah.
I wonder if they asked for donations.
You mean his lying sack of shit rally?
Yeah, well, actually, I thought it was all right.
This is a guy who said, yes, one of the things I love that he said in that speech was something to the effect of the Russians, I'm the worst thing that's ever happened to the Russians. They are not happy that I'm president. Right? Wasn't that something like that, Scott? Yeah. And then, and wait a minute. This is just 2 weeks after Putin, when asked who we wanted to have win the election, he said, "Oh, we were rooting for Donald Trump." So how is he the worst? The worst thing that the Russians could possibly think of, if in fact that's the guy they wanted?
Well, it's very simple. He threw out 60 some odd of their people after they.
By the way, he didn't throw them out. He didn't give the order. He did not give the order to throw them out.
Under his administration.
Under his administration, but the I think it was the Justice Department or somebody like that are the ones who did it, and it had nothing to do with Donald Trump ordering it to happen.
Well, this is just more TDS. And the
stop with that. If you say that term,
he could be the second coming of Christ, and you'd find a way to put it down.
Well, if the second coming if Christ came back again as a Jew, we'd nail him to a cross again. Anyway.
Well, they're doing that to Trump.
Believe me, he's not saintly enough to be on a cross. Anyway, hello to SG. SG. You kind of agreed with my assessment that he was not.
No, I'm basically going to listen tonight.
What? Is that a form of protest, or is it just?
I think
TDS for Republicans.
No, I think you're a brilliant individual, and I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, I see. Thank you, SG. I appreciate that. But unlike Trump, flattery will not necessarily get you anywhere. He goes to these rallies because he wants the adoration. That's what it's really about.
I'm wondering if there's fundraising going on at these rallies.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, what Scott?
I was going to say those people in those rallies, they don't have a pot to piss in, so they're not giving any money.
Well, I'm sure he's not giving them free "Make America Great Again" hats.
Oh, yes,
They
he
all
is.
have
Throws
them.
them out. Didn't you see that? He throws them out in the ground.
Oh, I'm sure all the people.
Yeah, there was some kid last night that was holding a pen and a program, and he was asking Trump to sign it, and Trump kind of walked past him and didn't sign it. I was a little disappointed at that.
Well,
I thought he should have done it.
What is this? This is like the Babe Ruth story, where kids are going up to Babe Ruth, going, help me with my dogs. My dog's been hit by a car. Will you do something about it, babe? Huh, babe? Will you do something about it?
Yeah, well, Trump hit a home run. That's why. I guess that's what he did.
I see. Yeah. Well, he certainly has the body of Babe Ruth. There's no question about that.
Oh, yeah.
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 But he doesn't smoke cigars.
Now, what I want to know from Bree in Dubai is, Bree, why is the front camera on your iPad or your phone seems to work?
Well, no, it's not an iPad. It's just a little tablet. That's the only one that seems to be working. The front camera is too dark.
No, that would be the camera you're showing us is actually the camera on the back of the camera. The camera on the front is too dark. What?
Yeah, I mean, I'll switch it back over.
Switch it back over.
It's just too dark. You see?
What is that? How?
I don't understand why. Why?
There
it's
you
that
are.
way.
Yeah.
It's the Russians. It's the Russians.
Because
no, this is not. This is Alcatel, Pixie Town.
okay, but I've got an idea. Why don't you turn that camera, that side, and just face it towards you so we can see you? You don't have to see us.
I can see you.
Yeah. Then you wouldn't be able to see us. So.
Right.
We're not a pretty sight,
I might be able to switch to my iPad. We'll see.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I use the iPad, I can't use my Bluetooth. That's odd. The Bluetooth headset and microphone.
Oh, okay. Do you have the Bluetooth turned on?
Well, I was planning to, but we'll see.
Yeah. But
when other people wake up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so
that's something you have to remember, Alex. If you're on the radio, you can't be as free as you are here on the internet.
That's correct. But then again, they can always.
Maybe you'll get paid.
No, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not getting paid for it.
Yeah, think of this though as an opportunity to possibly get a spot.
No, that is the furthest thing from a possibility.
Are you able to promote your show?
What?
Can you promote the online show?
I guess I guess I could once or twice during the show. Say that I have a podcast, but that pretty much.
Call up and chill.
When you're a former radio guy and you go on regular radio again doing a show and saying you've got a podcast, it seems to scream out the word loser.
Now, let me ask you something. I watched this guy with a podcast on CBS. At the Takeout podcast guy, Major Garrett. Now he's not yelling loser.
Wait a minute, Major Garrett is on one of the networks. I think he's on NBC or he's on CBS. CBS. So I mean, he's already got a job. He doesn't live through a podcast. This podcast is the only fucking thing I've got.
Well,
and maybe there are 20 people who'll watch it.
Had you thought about doing stuff like you did in the past? Maybe having some of your interviews with John Lennon or Yoko, or just some of your best stuff. Just bring.
Yeah, but I can just post that online, and I don't have to send it out live.
No. But if you're on the air, you could do what you used to do that made you what you were and are.
What do you mean? I don't even begin to get what you're saying here. And thank God you're not my manager. What?
What I'm saying is draw from your past shows, your best stuff, and then put it out there.
Oh, so what you're saying is I should go on, do the shot on John's show, on Walter's show rather, on Walter's show, and then just do nothing but reruns. Is that what you're saying?
No,
just reruns of my life.
Redo your best stuff.
No.
Use your best shtick.
No.
Well, okay,
my best shtick? I got no shtick. Never had shtick.
Well, you had shtick.
I pretty much spent my life having a career where everybody went, "What the fuck does he do?"
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question. When I told you I got a VPN the other day,
yeah,
and you said that I was the last person on Earth to have a VPN.
Yeah, just about.
How many people on your show right now? Now I can't see because I'm on the phone. I'll rely on your honesty. Have a VPN.
I
have one.
So far,
huh? You have one. Bree has one. I have one.
I have a couple.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I realized? Is that I went on and said I was in Belgium or Italy, and once I tried it from Hong Kong, and I said I tried to get some airline tickets to see what the price was, and the ticket that I was pricing was actually 20% less when I went to the site anywhere but the United States, and it was a flight that I was going to take from San Francisco to Montreal, but decided not to go because I hadn't been feeling that well, and I didn't want to push it to go to that convention. So, but that ticket, $200 more buying it with a VPN address in the U.S. than it was purchasing it from Hong Kong.
Bree has his hand in the picture. Yes, Bree.
Yeah, but what happens, Phil, is eventually if you click through on that, you're going to have to put in a payment method, and they're going to see that payment method coming from the States, and it will change.
Really? That's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time they'll figure it out, and then they may add taxes or other things.
The main reason most people use VPNs is because they're downloading movies and they don't want anybody to be able to trace them.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I was thinking that it was best to get rid of spam. And
no, I'll tell you something. To begin with, I have exactly the same one you're using, Nord VPN.
Yeah.
And what I find is I don't use it very much. And the reason I don't use it very much is I find that whenever I use it, it slows down my bandwidth considerably.
Oh. I've been leaving it on. I left it on the phone and I left it on the computer, and I haven't noticed anything. But that's I'm not doing anything.
Well, I notice it much slower because I do a lot of things where I'm downloading stuff and uploading stuff, and it's a lot slower when I got the VPN on.
I see. It looks like an interesting thing. So for now, the 77% off. I paid $99 for 3 years.
Yeah, well, I paid $66 for 2.
All right, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just another scam.
Yeah, they try to sell you the 3 years. I didn't want to. I could have taken the 3 years. I didn't want to take 3 years. I didn't even want to take 2.
Not that long.
Huh?
Really.
What'd you say? Wait a minute. What did Scott say?
You might not live that long.
Yeah, fuck you, you asshole. I'll live that long just to show you that I got my VPN for 2 years.
On your show then.
No, I mean, I like when people want to sell you something and say, hey, if you buy it over for 3 years, blah, 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 this will be your per year, whatever. And I go, nah, because I don't know if a year from now I'm going to want this. I'd like to just be able to buy it by the month because I don't know if I want it. But now you're stuck with VPN for 3 years, whether you want it or not. And I bet you after it's all over with, you're going to tell me you didn't get your $99 worth.
Well, if I can get a plane ticket, now Bree is kind of giving me the indication why it's cheaper. It's the taxes. But if I can get the plane ticket for 20% less, I would be very happy. And
yeah, but I think Bree is right that as soon as they see what credit card you're using, they're going to change the price on you.
I wonder if, like Manafort, I can get a credit card offshore.
Like Manafort, you can also wind up being on trial. So, you know.
Yeah, but I'll have nice clothes.
Really?
Have the suit.
Yeah, yeah. You'll have an ostrich jacket or something like that. What is it they said he had? An ostrich jacket?
Yeah, a
Ostrich bomber jacket.
$21,000.
$15,000.
$15,000 ostrich jacket.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the judge doesn't want anybody to see that stuff because he feels that would prejudice a jury, that his wealth should
he
not.
doesn't want him.
Well,
He
he
doesn't
felt.
want them called oligarchs either.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because he felt it would prejudice a jury. He's trying to keep a jury.
True.
You know, I agree with the judge. You know, I think that was a good assessment. You know, if you suddenly pull out all these pictures of all the expensive clothing and stuff that he's bought and whatever, it's gonna, it's going to prejudice a jury.
What do jurors get? $5 a day plus parking.
I don't know. I never wound up doing jury duty, but if it's something like $5 a day, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That would
They want you to donate it.
what? What'd you say, Scott?
They want you to donate the money that you earned to some charity.
Do they do
If you're
that?
on jury duty.
Really? Do they?
Yeah.
Fuck
constantly.
them. Fuck them. I'm on a fixed income. I want my $5 a day. Fuck them. You know, charity? Fuck you, charity. Come on. Give me money from my little charity, the Alex Bennett charity.
Yeah.
But nah, you know, I just by the way, did you see, this is an interesting turnabout, and I told you that there was going to be something happening here. The Weinstein trial. The Weinstein trial. Have you heard what happened today?
Yeah. No.
Oh, Weinstein came out. There's this one woman who is like, most of the women fall in the category of, you know, what's that thing when time runs out? There's not enough time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. A lot of these cases they've got is very, very either close to the statute of limitations or over the statute of limitations. But the one they had that was the most recent was this woman. And today he came out with something
the
like
Italian lady.
I don't know who she was. Came out with 30 emails by her that just looked like she was loving every minute of it. Okay?
Really?
In fact, in one of them she said, "I really enjoy being with you and I thank you for spending all the time you spend with me, even though I feel like a booty call." That was actually one of the emails. And
wow.
What it seems to say is that if you were to look at these emails, you would say, she was a willing participant. Okay?
Yeah.
But the thing was, the Justice Department, the prosecutors, the prosecutors, while they knew that these letters existed, never presented these to a grand jury when they tried to indict him.
Wow.
And what they're saying is, since
So they
this
withheld.
yes,
They withhold evidence then.
they were basically withholding evidence that would have shown or exonerated him, at least in that one case.
Well, they don't have to in a grand jury, and that's the bad part about a grand jury.
Really?
Is the defense has no say in it. There is no defense in a grand jury.
Yeah. But they didn't present.
but if they had
but they also didn't
evidence
present the
that,
grand jury with all the materials that they should have had in order to make a decision as to whether to indict him or not.
Right.
And so, consequently, this could wind up throwing the whole case, all the cases, out of court.
Not good.
You know.
Well, I don't
They
know
do.
from them all, but are there any others that are still within the statute of limitations?
Well, that isn't the point. The point is, this erodes at the credibility of the prosecution.
Yeah.
And there's a very good chance that Weinstein's people are going to say we want all the charges against him dropped because of this misuse of their powers and whatever. And it could well be that. What?
That doesn't mean that these people can't continue to sue civilly like they did in the O.J. case.
They can continue to sue civilly. Although I honestly, I find that a little on the wrong side. If somebody's found not guilty in a court of law, and then you go to him and sue him, and there are less things you have to prove in order to find against that person.
It doesn't have to be as decisive a decision.
Exactly. You begin to say, well, is it fair to then sue him for something he just was found not guilty of? Am I right? SG agrees with me, right, SG?
They did that.
Wait a minute, SG, say something.
Look at Scott Peterson, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Scott Peterson?
The dude murdered, and then or OJ. I mean, you have to have some sort of, or OJ where the whole jury was black, and they're like, oh, you're okay. And then the dude really murdered the people, so you have to have some sort of civil suit. You can't say that one thing, exonerates you from everything.
Well, do you know that OJ did do those crimes?
Yes.
Why do you know that? Were you there?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Found the glove.
Well, I'm sorry. Then I guess you win the argument.
SG, did the glove fit you?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Well,
some of the gloves fit me, but not all of them.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I mean, OJ's he's guilty. Come on.
Who's guilty?
No, I mean civil cases. There are not. What you're saying, Alex, is 100% of civil cases are wrong.
What do you mean? Well, what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that if that's the only case you had, but let's say like in the case of OJ. Hi, Jeff.
How you doing?
Yeah. In the case of OJ, he was found not guilty or innocent or not guilty or whatever in a court of law. Now you turn around and you sue him for basically the same thing, but you're suing him for monetary damages. And you've already, in a court of law, found him not guilty. So shouldn't that verdict apply to the civil suit?
No.
Why not?
Oh, the reason is because you're evaluating the amount of money. In other words, the value of the cost.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Jeff, what you're doing also is you're trying to establish that he is culpable for those damages because he did it. So if it's been proven already...
But the question is it worth 10 cents or $10,000 or $100,000?
But according to a court of law, he didn't do it. So now you're suing him for saying he did it, and we want money for it. All right?
In a civil suit, Alex, the burden of proof is less than it is in a court.
I realize that, but shouldn't you be allowed to use the previous verdict as part of your defense?
Well, they probably tried it, but
yeah,
a different jury didn't believe it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it has to be unanimous in a civil suit.
I mean, like, for instance, I want to ask SG this. OJ...
Is it double indemnity to
no, double indemnity only applies to criminal cases.
Yeah, all right.
But the SG, OJ in Las Vegas, and getting thrown in jail for 10 years for that, do you think that was fair? Or do you think they were just trying to get him because they were trying to get even with him for the actual first incident?
Both. They got him, first of all, on kidnapping. So he went and he said, hey, this is my stuff. So he went to the room.
Yeah.
And he had guns, and they kept the people there. So I'm saying, I agree with you, Alex. Yes, they got him on the stuff before, but also the guy was an idiot.
Oh, there's no question about that. Nobody, we're not. If we were to talk about the competency of this man as a brain trust, you win immediately, right?
But you can't keep someone in a room. You can't keep someone somewhere without their permission to leave.
I know.
So that's one of the things that he did.
But nobody,
amongst other things.
If I'm not mistaken, nobody was really hurt in that incident.
Who had the gun?
No,
Did
no,
OJ have?
OJ didn't have the gun. No.
No, but they could have been hurt. They could have been. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could say. For example, maybe I'm hurt by being on this show. Maybe
I think you. Quite frankly, I think you are, and I think your reputation is shot.
That's why he's in disguise.
That's why he wears the dark glasses and the hat.
Yeah. Nobody knows who he is.
No. In fact, in real life, when he took the glasses off and the hat off, you'd find out he's Lindsay Lohan.
That would be great. I'd love to be Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. Nothing more to just lie in bed and feel myself up. That would be nice. That would be really nice.
Oh, my God.
Here
we go.
Joke on that one.
I was trying to be silent, and here we go.
I mean, what a lucky woman Caitlyn Jenner is. She can just feel herself up in bed. And by the way, still get an erection. That's the interesting part.
I thought he got cut off.
No, he didn't get it cut off. No, he didn't get it cut off. No.
You sure?
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, I thought they said that he was going to make the full transition.
Well, they sometimes they say so. I mean, you had what was it? Chastity Bono. Remember Chastity Bono?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chastity Bono was a guy. Became a woman who became a guy, right?
Yeah.
But didn't have an operation, which of course, as you all know, is it's a medical procedure called an addictomy, and it's an old joke.
You can get a discounted one if you strap it on.
Yeah, no, but somebody said to Chastity, "Are you going to get the operation?" And he said, "I don't think so, because it's so you're making a real decision there that is, and it's also medically difficult. It's also more difficult to add the penis than to remove the penis and turn it into a vagina."
Yeah, that's fairly easy to do.
I just asked Lorena Bobbitt. She did it for him.
Well, I think Caitlyn did deductedectomy.
A what?
Deductedectomy.
Deductedectomy? What is that?
Removal.
No, he didn't. No, he hasn't had the operation, supposedly. And a lot of them.
Let me get him on the phone.
Yeah, we got to be, because in fact you were at the OJ trial, so you should be able to call Caitlyn Jenner for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they knew somebody that slept with one of the attorneys.
Yeah. Are you going to call Caitlyn now? Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
No, keep talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Hi, Jeff. How are you? How are you, Scott? Scott, you okay? Over there, Phil? You doing okay, Phil?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How about Bree?
It's a busy signal, so
Bree? What?
They're busy there. So.
What? You got put on hold or something there?
Nah, they put themselves on hold, but there's nothing to hold.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well,
Good.
I think Caitlyn's still doing the tuck and roll, is what Caitlyn is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he sit or stand when it comes time to pee? That's the telling the end all be all.
I don't know. I mean, the great thing about us guys is we do have an advantage over women in that we can pee from a moving car. you know. So
Yeah.
if we really have to go while, you know, somebody's driving us down the highway, we've all been with women who go, you got to pull the side of the road, got to pull the side of the road, I got to go to the bathroom, got to go to the bathroom, because women can't hold it as well as guys, because we can tie it in a knot until we need to go. And
my girlfriends used to say, "Do you think you can find a service station so I could take a pee?"
Yeah, well,
Not
I mean,
so that I could cop a
I had
spot.
one that was in such pain, I had to stop the car, and but you know, a guy just rolls down the window and can pee out the window, you know.
No, that's what they make those bottles for, you know. And when I had the major prostate problems, sometimes I couldn't make it 15, 20 minutes without having to pee. And I had one of those truckers' friends, and I could just pull off the side of the road or off the
Truckers'
exit
friends?
ramp.
Is that what they call them? A
Yeah.
trucker's friend?
Yeah, it's you know what they use in a hospital, and it has a little handle on it and a cap, and a slight angle to the top.
Yeah.
And it even measures how much pee, you know. And it was pretty interesting to see how much pee I could get out each time, and I would amaze myself.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm bet there are a lot of people listening to this program right now glad they've listened in just to hear that story.
Yeah.
I got an
Oh,
app
yeah.
for that. I got an app for that.
Oh
Except
boy.
be on your phone.
Yeah. By the way, in case you want to join the fun, just give us a call right here. Okay, give us a call. If you don't give us a call, well, fuck you. Yeah. Do I care? No.
We
Because
need a woman.
yeah, Renee, are you out there? I wonder if she's out there tonight. I don't see her online here, joining in. Renee.
Oh, Renee.
Renee always likes to give me a ration of shit when we talk about, like, the Weinstein thing, you know, and the fact that it looks like Weinstein may skate on this deal.
Well, I know how to get Renee to call.
How's that?
It's very simple. Because of the new judge, they're going to throw out Roe versus Wade, and only Renee can save it if she comes on the show.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard much about the new judge.
It's funny. I always thought that Roe versus Wade was a option when you were in the water.
Roe versus. Yeah.
Now that's
I thought it
good.
was caviar.
It's like fish versus what?
No,
I thought it
Roe
was caviar.
as in boat, or Wade as in hip boots. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, someone said caviar. That's what I meant.
Oh,
Caviar.
really?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let me see here. Oh, wait a minute. I had a couple of stories that I found here. Hold on a second.
All right.
Hey, man, I got to find my... It's in here with all my other
Well,
stuff.
you know, the new protest against Kavanaugh is Kavanah.
Yeah. Hey, what's that again?
Kavanaugh.
Oh, Kavanaugh. I see. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to put this back in here.
Kavanaugh.
This is all the paperwork for my... I've had all my paperwork there for my physical therapy. Let me see here.
The one that you canceled?
Huh? No,
one
not
that
the
you
one that I
canceled?
canceled. The new one I want to get, but first I got to wait. And my physician sent out a what do you call it? A script or whatever for it. Yeah, and I haven't gotten it yet, so that bothers me. You know what's happened in the last couple of days? That is, what are you doing? Cleaning the window? And I'm cleaning windows. What is he doing there with Bree? Can you hear me, Bree?
He's outside. Look around.
What?
Is Bree back in Abu Dhabi?
He's
or
back in
wherever
Abu
he
Dhabi, and not Abu Dhabi, in
Dubai.
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 Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
But what's happened in the last couple of days is, and it's been a quiet kind of thing, Disney has taken over Fox.
Has it?
Yeah, now not the Fox News Network, but they took over Fox Movies, the Fox Television Network, and all its ancillary networks like FX and so on. And Disney now owns those.
Did they take over the Fox Sports Network too?
I don't know. I believe not. I think news.
Does Disney own ESPN too?
No, yes, Disney owns ESPN, or at least a good majority.
They
of
got
it.
a competing sports network.
Well, it was owned by ABC, and ABC is owned by Disney. Is there anything Disney doesn't fucking own?
Apple.
Yeah.
Wait, just wait.
Just wait. Yeah.
Doesn't Apple own Disney?
Doesn't Apple own Disney? No, Apple. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You're right. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to get this straight. Pixar was sold to Disney. Disney was owned by Jobs.
Right. Pixar was owned by Jobs.
Pixar was owned by Jobs. He sold it to Disney.
And you said, right, but you said
and what he got what he got in return for it was a whole chunk of Disney stock.
Right.
And that's now owned, I guess, by the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sort of.
Has she remarried yet?
Disney.
Is she remarried yet? Does she need to?
I heard she was going to marry Blind Steve.
Blind Steve?
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff.
Didn't Steve Jobs have a partner at one time?
Yeah, Steve Wozniak.
Wozniak. Yeah.
Or Woz, as he's affectionately known as.
On the Seattle Seahawks.
He sold out early. Does he still have a major part of Apple?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he still has a lot of stock in Apple. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
He had Hodgkin's disease, and so he left the company because he was ill.
I think there was another reason, too. I think Woz, and I know I briefly have known him over the years, talked with him or met up with him. He, I think, felt that at a certain point he was no longer needed. You know, he was great at the initial stuff. Okay, that was his bailiwick. But when it went into all the big stuff about designing these computers and making the Macs and the I think he just felt a little out of his depth, and so he just.
Well, yeah. Have you ever read the book Jobs?
No.
I mean, they met through in HP in California. Wow. And then Wozniak wanted to give away the technology for free, and Jobs said, "Nah, let's not do that."
Well, Jobs to begin with, Wozniak was a hacker. Okay, he was making those blue boxes, you know, that let you make free phone calls. Yeah. And he was doing all kinds of illegal shit, and Jobs, I think, was attracted to him in that respect. And then they came together and they came out with this first Apple, which, by the way, the first body on an Apple, the Apple I, was made out of wood. Yeah. I don't know where they thought that was a good idea, but you know. But to think, you know, I'm sure that was held on to some stock. And I'm sure that whatever stock he had is worth a pretty penny now that they've hit a trillion.
They just looked it up. Wozniak is only worth like $100 million.
Really?
I guess he's going to have trouble paying for his dinner.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess he didn't hold on to that stock, because if you had bought that stock for what was it? What did they say? If you bought $1,000 worth of Apple stock in the beginning, today it would be worth something like, I don't know, $2 million or something per $1,000.
That was the Amazon. If you bought one share of Amazon stock in 1997, today it would have been worth $22,000.
Well, you know something. Here's the part. Here's the
Gabnet stock out there. There's this Gabnet stock.
No, but
there.
I'll tell you what kills me.
And if you buy it, Gabnet
is that I was around the weekend that Sirius stock tumbled to 5 cents a share, and we didn't know whether the company was going to be open on Monday. But if I had bought it like that Monday, for instance, at 5 cents a share, and I bought $10,000 worth of it, do you know what it'd be worth today? I'd be
Several million.
do you think I'd be sitting here doing this fucking thing? No way. I'd be in Monte Carlo with hookers. Come on, you know. No, because I figured it out. What at 5 cents? So if I put in I was thinking if I put in $10,000, which I could have afforded. Do you want to figure this one out, Scott?
To the dollar.
Huh? 20.
5 cents would have been 20 shares to the dollar.
Yeah.
$10,000 would have been what? 200,000 shares.
Yeah.
20 times 10,000. Yeah, 200,000. And what's it worth today?
It's worth just hit almost $7 a share.
All right, so 1.4 million.
Huh? How much?
1.4 million.
Yeah.
My quick math. Yeah.
you screwed up, man.
Of course I screwed up. I mean, I have some stock with them that they vested me, you know, and it's been going up constantly, so I'm happy for that. But you know,
You blew it.
So the guy from that cable company that bought a majority share of what is that the radio thing you were on? What we were just talking about?
Sirius. Sirius.
Sirius. So yes, so there was a guy who bought like a majority share when it was a nickel a share.
No. He bought about 40%. You're talking about John Malone, and
Yes,
he was the president. He was the president and owner of Cablevision out in Long Island.
Yes.
And John Malone, he bought 40% of the company, and he still owns 40% of the company. And the money he invested at 5 cents a share, he's made billions. He's made billions.
Wow.
You know, so
Well, like SG says, it's time for a public offering of Gabnet.
of Gabnet, yeah, we're coming with an IPO at 2 cents. Yes, SG, you had your hand up there. SG,
That would be double its worth.
what did you say, Bree?
And that would be double its worth.
Yeah, it's double its worth, exactly. Well, you know,
Send me, Alex, send me $1,000 on my Venmo, and I'll invest it for you.
no, okay.
Hey, did you hear about the Bitcoin thing that happened today? I believe it was today. The guy McAfee had a bet that at first it was $100,000 that nobody could hack the cryptocurrency, and then he raised it to $250,000, and somebody hacked it today. So. Has anybody heard anything about that?
Hack the cryptocurrency?
Yes, McAfee came up with a process to make the cryptocurrency unhackable online, and somebody hacked it. And he even had a bet, a $250,000 bet that.
So what he did is he created something to prevent it from being hacked. And he said he would give $250,000 to anybody who could hack it, and they hacked it. Well, you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's what I heard.
McAfee, in and of himself, is a hack.
Yeah. Well, you know, he how much did he have when he sold McAfee?
No, he sold it for a decent amount of money, but by today's standards, it was pittance. It was a pittance. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to realize, what's his name? The guy who's on Shark Tank, Mark Cuban, sold radio.com for, I think it was $5 billion to Yahoo. Broadcast.com. Excuse me.
And it was $3.9 billion.
Is that it? Okay.
In his
That is the biggest fraud in like history.
What's the biggest fraud?
that he sold that for so many billions. That was like
look, I don't think it's fraud. I think what it is, if there's a buyer who wants to buy it at that price, Cuban and his partner didn't think twice. Here comes Yahoo with a chunk of money and says $3.5 billion. We want your company? And all Broadcast.com was doing, and I remember it as a company, was they were simply repurposing radio signals. In other words,
what they did was Mark Cuban was from Indiana, and he moved to Dallas.
From Pittsburgh.
And he and his buddies missed basketball. So what he did, they actually took and they innovated the streaming of information, and they wanted to watch the Indiana basketball games. So that was Broadcast.com. They founded a whole industry to broadcast or stream information from elsewhere.
Well, what it was they were repurposing radio station programming.
But it was all based on, the guy was already worth $30 million when he did this. It was really? Not like he was, Mark Cuban, and so he did that, and they innovated how to stream video.
Right, but also they were streaming audio too. I remember they were streaming a lot of audio.
Right.
In other words, they were going to radio stations saying, "Do you mind if we put your signal on our?" And they said, "Sure," because the internet was nothing at that time. And here comes Yahoo, and they go, "Hey, we want all these radio stations at Yahoo," and so they bought it. They thought it was worth $3.5 billion. Cuban and his partner went, "Give us the money," and they got out at exactly the time that the whole internet bust happened.
Well, the interesting thing about this, Alex, is that he had a bunch of people who are selling advertising, and they're working for $10 an hour for Broadcast.com.
Yeah.
But he gave them a bunch of stock, and those people became millionaires, and a bunch of them did not. A bunch of them did not exit before the bust. Right. Before the .com bust.
Right.
And so they're all like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, oh my God. So that there's a whole thing. He had a bunch of people working for him, including sports broadcasters who worked for him.
Yeah, but also what I'm saying is he got out just before the bust happened, so Yahoo was there, having paid $3.5.
And we've been stuck with him ever since.
Yeah, with $3.5 billion. And didn't know what to do with it, and ultimately Broadcast.com came to nothing. It became a loss.
So who got ripped off the biggest? I'll tell you who it was. The two kids that Zuckerberg paid $160 million to.
Yeah, the what do you call the something twins?
From Harvard.
Yeah.
So they got $160 million.
Winklevoss.
And Zuckerberg's what, the third or fourth richest person in the world?
Winklevoss.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Edward.
So those guys, and you know what isn't worth what they say it is? It's Facebook. I can't imagine Facebook is worth the billions that it's a website.
Well, apparently, look.
It's the network, the people connected.
Somebody said, I think it was Shecky when we were talking. Shecky, when we were talking stock one day, said that stocks are the stock price for anything is based on what people are willing to pay for it. So if it goes up to if it suddenly goes up to $1 trillion valuation like Apple did, it's because people are buying it. And a lot of times that's what brought about the .com bust. A lot of people saw every time a new .com would open up and do an IPO, it would fly off the walls. I remember the worst IPO of all times, Pets.com.
Yeah.
Here's the plan for that company. You go online and you can order your dog food from us. Hey, to begin with, it took a week for the food to get to you, and your fucking dog wants to eat now.
You know your dog was dead, right?
And they wound up selling
You know-
more. They wound up selling more hand puppets. You remember the hand puppet? They wound up selling more hand
Yeah.
puppets than they did dog food. And when the .com bust came,
They're-
they were
they're-
one of the first ones to just bite it.
Their offices were at 1200 Folsom, and after they went bust, the guy who bought the building was a engineer, and I put the carpet in. So we changed all the carpet out on the first and second floor.
Did you have to get all the dog doo-doo out of the place? Yeah. But I mean, Pets.com, worst idea of all time. Pets.com.
Well, I don't know. Now if you go online, there's all sorts of pet food and pet toys, and There's a company that sells. You remember that thing that Miranda used to get? It was like a box of stuff every month.
Yeah.
Well, they have a box that comes with pet toys in it every month.
There are a lot of different companies that have boxes that come for various things, like babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've ordered pet food online, and it works. They deliver it to my door.
Yeah, but now you can get stuff delivered almost the same day. I mean, like, I was never into ordering food. Okay, I want my food now. I don't want it later. But now Amazon has Whole Foods, and they have them in almost every city in the country. And so if you order food from Amazon, it gets to you within 2 or 3 hours. All right, but in those days, you couldn't get pet food to somebody, especially because cans are really heavy, in that short amount of time.
It's kibble. Yeah.
Yeah, big.
It's a kibble.
Yeah. Can you see your UPS guy hauling
Uber
some?
Eats.
Huh? What?
You can get food through Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Yeah. Oh boy.
Uber.
You can get food that you can prepare yourself. They send you the meal, and all you have to do is do a little bit of preparation, and you have a semi-gourmet meal. And they send it to you weekly, I think, or daily. There's you get several meals.
Yeah, well, something. If I want
there's DoorDash. There's DoorDash. There's Uber Eats. There's all kinds of things that you can get on. It's called on demand. And the whole industry of on demand, Uber, and all that stuff is through that.
You know who started that? The Chinese. Chinese takeout.
Yeah, Chinese takeout. Yeah.
Then pizza. Then the Italians jumped on board.
No ticky, no shirty.
Why is it? I'm trying to think. What was it about Chinese foods that made it so damn deliverable? I remember, for instance, here in New York, we had dial-a-steak, and you could actually. Do you remember this, Jeff? It was like
Sure.
you could dial a steak. It came with good steak knives too. I had those steak knives for years, and hey, I want a steak tonight, and I would order it. And it was like $25, and it comes to the door, and it's not overcooked. They found some way to, like, if he wants it rare, then let's only cook it this much, because by the time it gets to him, it's going to have cooked itself a little bit. But
I think the Chinese, the reason that it was so deliverable was the containers that they used.
Yeah.
And it was even before microwaves, when you could reheat stuff.
Here was something you didn't know about the containers, though. They never told you, but I was shown it. You remove the handle, and then you slowly take apart the box, and what you have is a plate.
That's right.
Am I right, SG?
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that, but if you actually there's stuff like that on YouTube. It shows you what the Chinese boxes are.
How to
And
do
it's,
it.
it's a plate.
Well, yeah. But when you microwave it, you don't want to leave the handle on anyway.
Got aluminum foil.
It's like metal. It'll start sparking.
All right, I gotta
Now
go
they
have
have
sex.
them. They're
I gotta go have sex with my wife. So I'll see you guys later.
Well, okay. Goodbye, SG.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Anybody else want to call now to take up SG's place? It's been a really slow week this week, but I'm getting used to it now.
He still has sex with his wife.
Wait a minute. What happened to
That's
SG?
one great day.
Well, let me just get rid of SG there so you don't have to deal with them. Anybody else want to call? Please call. Do call. Listen, Bree, do something, would you? Turn your phone around just so we can see your face today. You won't be able to see us.
It doesn't work.
What?
It's not working.
No,
it's
no,
dark.
no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's better.
The one that was shooting the window? It is better. But the one that was shooting the window, how are you shooting the window?
The camera on the back.
So why don't you turn on the camera on the back and then turn that camera towards you?
Because then I wouldn't be able to see you.
Well, that's no big deal.
It doesn't matter. I'm on the phone. I can't see anybody, and it's fine.
Yeah, but we can see you. We can see you just fine. Actually, yeah, it's much
now
better.
I'm at the window. There's some sunlight coming in.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what the problem is. Is it a cheap phone? What is it?
It's an Alcatel Pixie Tab 4. So it's it's a Android tablet. I got it.
I don't know any phone named a Pixie Tab. I don't know.
It's 4G.
It's a real pussy phone.
My Yoda phone. I dropped my Russian phone, and the LCD screen busted. So then I switched to this Pixie Tab because it has 4G. Rather than buying my extra backup phone, I may get later today or in the States.
Yeah.
Bree, why won't you buy an Apple? An iPhone?
I do. I have an iPad. I have an iPad Air 2. So I use all the operating systems that are out there on certain devices. So in my office, I have a Mac and a PC. I have the latest Mac. It's huge. I have a wormhole which allows me to use all the screens, whether they're Mac or PCs, and go between them along with my wireless keyboard. So
is this your business of you do something with what do you call radio or something in Dubai, correct?
No, he's a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was.
No, you're thinking of Steve. You're thinking of Steve.
No. Steve needs help. Bree. I thought he had something to do with technology and
historically.
Pardon me.
Historically.
Oh, historically, you used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep up. I'm just a gadget person. I've tried, watch, reviewed, anything with gadgets of any type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know? I didn't think this would turn out to be true, but when they first brought out the iPhone X, I said, "Who wants to buy that?" It was like $1,000 phone, which I wound up buying. Huh? Well, 1,100 for this. This one was 1,100 because it has 256K in it. All right.
1150, I believe.
Yeah, 1150, and I pay for it by the month, right? I pay out $45 a month for 2 years, and then it's mine.
Yeah.
But the other way, I had to do 2 years anyway, and I still had to put out 500 in the beginning. So anyway, I got this phone. But it turns out this is their best-selling phone, the iPhone X. This is the one.
He used to tell me I was buying a pig in the poke, and nobody was buying it.
Nobody was. And all of a sudden, it started becoming very popular, and I think it was because they started really pushing it, Also, I think in the beginning, the availability wasn't that great either. They were difficult to lay your hands on.
I thought the original idea behind the iPhone 10 was that it was a limited supply item to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the iPhone. Now, wasn't that the reason that they came out with it?
No, they came out with it to make money.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
That's the
On the other hand,
What I read, how
That's another
many
reason.
in the last quarter? How many
Yeah.
iPhones they've sold in the last quarter? Like 29 million, almost 30 million. Can you imagine that? All those little Chinese hands working feverishly to put 30 million of these things together?
Last quarter?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
30
well,
million. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Bree.
So Alex, the way that it, I mean, you know how it works. They have all smartphones have life cycles, and so there's this, and everybody usually when you buy in, you have 1 year, 2 year plans, and so the fact that the iPhone X would eventually pick up sales is just a natural flow of the market just by waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this phone, I'm paying for it really over 2 years, and so at the end of 2 years, it's mine hands down. All right.
Right.
But if I want to get rid of it next year, I can upgrade, but I'll have another 2 years of paying for a phone.
what are you going to upgrade to? To an 8?
Well, no,
You already got a
no,
10.
they're coming out with
What kind of
they're
upgrade
coming
is that?
out with a new 10. They're coming out with a new X.
The 10.
Oh, I think they
Plus or
call
the
it.
10?
I think they call it the iPhone X. They don't call it the iPhone 10.
Yeah. Well, the X stands for 10.
No, I don't think it's.
Roman numeral.
It stood for 10 years. It was celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Apple.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the X, they call it the iPhone X, and because I don't
Right.
think anybody's going to go. Well, what happens if they come out with the iPhone 10? What are they going to do? They have the iPhone 8 now. Then they'll have the iPhone 9, which would probably be next year,
Yeah,
right? And then what happens
So
when
the
they have to do the
upgrade would be
iPhone
to go
10?
From 10 to 9?
I have no idea. But all I know is I love this thing because it recognizes me, which is more than my wife does. So it's,
Is that Alex, is that the only reason you like it? Because I broke my phone and I need a new one, and I don't know what to get.
I recommend. Okay, I
camera-
recommend the iPhone 10 because it's a very powerful phone. First
The
of all,
camera is good on its side.
Yeah,
It's got an excellent camera.
secondly, the facial recognition thing. You'd think it's just a gimmick, but every time I look at this thing, I can then just turn it on. But if you were to look at it, you couldn't turn it on
But Alex,
Unless I
when
held
look
it up
at
to your
mine,
face.
unless you.
When
Yeah,
when
this
I-
is a robbery. Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
When I look at my iPhone 10, it sticks its tongue out at me.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do you find it easy to carry and things like that? Isn't
Yeah.
it kind of big?
Oh
or-
no, I always. But
No.
this is actually a bit smaller in actual size than the.
That's because you had a 6S Plus.
Not at a 6S
like I
Plus,
did.
and the bezel is thicker on it. But
Yeah.
I thought that would be too big, but no, I'm very used to it being this size. You know?
Okay, it
No,
doesn't look
this,
too
the
huge.
size of the 10 is perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I would want
And
it
it's
any
got a much
bigger.
bigger screen.
You know, I wouldn't want it any bigger. If I want it bigger, I have an iPad. I can get an iPad Mini. You know.
Did you get the insurance with it in case you
Yes.
drop it and break it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm paying off over 2 years on this deal, and let's say I lose it or it falls apart or something like that, what is that you've got there?
This is
Bree?
the Russian phone that I use. This is the e-ink screen that works, and then the LCDs on the front, that one no longer works. So I don't know what I'm doing with it. I probably have to scrap it. I've been trying to look for someone who
Yeah.
can fix it. There seems to be a place in Germany, but you can just buy a new one for the cost of.
And it's
shipping it
91
and repairing
degrees
it.
in Dubai right now, right?
Yeah.
That's what it says. Yeah, it's right here now. It's let me see here. Hold on a second. Let me try and find out. It's 78 here in New York now, so we're not doing that badly. But anyway, know what I'm saying? I took out insurance on it, which is like $8 a month or something like that, because you lose this, and I'm sorry, you're still paying for it.
Got to pay.
You still got to pay for it. You know, That's why I insure it. I'm sure that the moment that I pay this thing off, I'm going to do away with the insurance because I don't need it, you know. But the insurance is kind of it's kind of the insurance. Wait a minute, the insurance is kind of a ripoff though, because let's say I lose it right now, first, right off the bat, I have to pay out $300 and they'll take care of the rest. I think it's every 3 months or 6 months, it goes down $50.
Oh, okay, that's
okay. Until finally, towards the end, you would have to pay out $50 if you lost the phone. So.
But Alex, if you break the screen on an iPhone 10, it's very expensive. I understand.
Well, I have a protective screen on. I have a protective screen on it.
I have the protector
And secondly,
too,
the insurance I have, Phil, is against damage as well.
Right. But what I'm saying is the reason you would want the insurance is that if you did break the screen, I think it's $500 to repair the screen. Does anybody know what it actually is?
Yes, Jeff.
On my Apple 6, I had it fixed because it was broken.
$100.
It was $100
or $150.
Yeah.
Right. I did the same thing on a 6, but on the iPhone 10, for one reason or another, because of the type of screen that it is, it's far more expensive than the normal screen to fix.
But anyway, so if I lose this and they have to pay, I think it's $300. But I don't know if I have a problem with it like that. I don't think I have to pay $300. I think they just take care of it. You know, it gets fixed. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's a good reason for having an insurance.
But you know. Wait a minute. Turn sideways, Kevin. Turn it sideways. You know, we hate portrait mode. There.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah, but you didn't you turn sideways. Turn your camera
sideways?
Landscape mode. Landscape mode.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
There we go. Now we can see. Where are you?
I'm at a Relay for Life walk in Hollister.
A Relay for Life walk. Now, what is the Relay for Life walk in Hollister?
It's a cancer walk, and I thought I'd do a Ray.
Well, you are doing a Ray, actually, and why don't you turn it around a little bit so we can see you?
Okay, let's see if I can figure that out here.
You just have a little picture of a camera.
If I get screwed up here, I'll just hang.
You have a picture on your have a picture on your phone of a camera.
There it is.
And you hit that. And there we go. There you are. Oh,
there
that's good. Yeah, and there's more light that way too because there's a lot of light hitting you in the face.
Yeah. So what it is, it's a cancer walk.
Everybody's walking to get cancer or to solve cancer.
What's that?
Are they walking to get cancer or are they walking to do away with cancer?
They're walking to take money for cancer research.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I've got I'm walking for my mom, breast cancer survivor, and for my coworker that was an admin that died of breast cancer for brain cancer.
Oh boy.
And I do it every year, so I thought I'd call. They do this luminary thing where they have all these, they light up all these bags
okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I thought I'd call in, and I heard you guys talking earlier, and I thought I'd walk over here and check it out. They do all kinds of cool stuff.
It's nice to see you walking, getting the exercise, and
yeah, I got my cane and my bottle on my cane. See here.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
My bottle on my cane.
Yeah. How much?
I'm limping along. My wife has already bailed on me, so she's about 40 feet ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I'm walking in front of everybody. And
are you capable of walking without the cane?
Yeah, but not for long distances.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm doing laps here, so I'll get about one lap to their 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Your wife has no compunction about just going out ahead of you and just saying "fuck you."
Oh hell
catch
no!
up.
I'm the lonely duck. I'm like the you got she'll bail on me in Costco or whatever. It doesn't matter.
This is
the beard. It's the beard, Kevin. She says, I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. The thing is, for instance, we have this, it's an amazing world. We've got you outside and the Cancer Walk in Northern California, and we've got Bree in Dubai. And last night we had a guy calling us from Thailand.
Hey, Bree.
We had a guy calling us from Thailand while Ray was walking his dog, This is the future I always thought about, when it came to broadcasting.
Yeah,
but I never thought I would see it, because I like to tell people the story of years ago when I was in my early teens. NBC did this bit where they just put in the coaxial cable.
Your audio is cutting out because you're being overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the band. Let me mute myself. And I'll get by the band. I'll come back on.
All right. They put in a thing called the coaxial cable, which was this continuous cable that went across the country, and they could send a signal through the coaxial cable. And the big thing on this was a show called Wide Wide World with Dave Garroway, and they took a shot of, I think it was maybe the Brooklyn Bridge, or maybe it was just Manhattan, and then that was on one half of the screen, and the other half of the screen, live, was the Golden Gate Bridge. You were seeing both coasts at the same time live, and I was astonished. Okay? I mean, I was gobsmacked by this. And now look at what we're doing. He's in Dubai, and he's in Hollister, and Jeff is up in Connecticut, and Scott is down in Texas, and Phil is out to lunch, and it's an amazing thing we've got here, and I've seen this all in my lifetime. And I was thinking today, my God, if I were like 10. What's it going to be like for those kids when they get to be my age? Because I've seen science just exponentially grow. In fact, there's an algorithm somebody came up with about how fast this stuff grows, and the more it grows, the faster it does. I mean, think about the leaps and bounds we've made just in the cell phone in the last 10 years. I mean,
do you think Moore's law has anything to do with cell phones, like it did with computer processing?
What was Moore's law? It was a law that
every year and a half the speed would double.
Would double, yeah. And I think that prediction has been pretty true, hasn't it? I think they say it was very, very accurate.
For a long time, for probably 40 years.
Yeah. So I find it amazing that we can do this, and what's funny about Dubai, Bree, is that I've got this this thing here. It's called Apple TV.
Your screensaver.
And the screensaver, I have at least 2 or 3 of them that are Dubai. They're the sands of the Lima Desert, is it called? What's the desert outside Dubai? This is wonderful.
I don't know.
Las Vegas.
Huh? Las Vegas. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'll just turn this on. I can look. People can see it in back of me. Come on. You're going to go on, or aren't you? What's with this? Oh, there we go. Okay, and let me turn this on. Let me see here. This goes here.
Yeah, the Arabian Desert. I was going to say the Arabian Desert, and I guess that's true.
No, this thing is not. Oh, there we go. And then I do that.
Yeah, the Arabian Desert.
Well, there. Right now, I'm on the. You see, if people can see in back of me. Wait a minute. Let me just put on my screen, and you can see what I look like here. In back of me, you can see the. They do these wonderful screen savers, and that's the Great Wall of China. But they've got Dubai. They've got a flight over a major street in Dubai, and then they have this desert, and it's it starts with an L, and it's outside of Dubai.
Well,
if it comes up,
that I know just calls it the Arabian Desert. So
really, oh, okay. Well, I don't know if and then there's a thing, because what they do now is that if you tap on the thing on the remote, it tells you underneath where this is. It tells you what section of the Great Wall of China this is, and it's funny. I also get a lot of screensavers of the Big Island of Hawaii. So, you've got Renee, and we've got Dubai represented by Bree. Unfortunately, there's nothing they shot in Connecticut.
It's too bad.
I may be moving.
Really? We may be leaving.
Yeah.
You may be leaving Dubai.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
I'm not sure yet, but somewhere else. I've been here for 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's about enough.
It's time for you to move on.
Yeah.
You're going to find.
I guess I'm a global nomad of sorts.
Are you going to come back to the United States, or are you going to just try and find another place outside the United States?
I'll probably stay outside of the U.S.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I wouldn't come back.
I wouldn't come back. Exactly, Scott. Of course, Phil loves it because his butt boy Trump is doing so well. I mean, I'm just amazed by how well everything's doing. It is just breathtaking. Do you know that according to Trump, the economy is the best it's ever been in the history of the United States?
That's amazing.
It's damn good.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it, Phil?
I didn't know that.
Phil, did you hear that? Trump said that. Are you there, Phil?
Yeah, well, yeah. The only person that's out of work right now is you.
No, but
and Scott.
And Scott.
You know, on the road.
And Jeff.
And Jeff.
Yeah, and
Jeff medically retired.
But well, I'm technically retired, right? Doesn't that make sense? I'm technically retired.
No, wasn't it Jeff's choice to retire? You know,
yeah, it was time. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. Alex is going to go back to work on the 26th, and I'm hoping that it gives him the charge that he wants. You know.
No.
I think that it would be great if something came of it, even if it was a weekend thing. You know?
It's not going to happen, Phil. That's not what it's about. That's not radio anymore. It's not that easy any longer.
Well, you just got to think positive.
And plus, if I did go back to work, I'd be paid like 50 cents an hour. This business doesn't pay anything anymore. I'm doing this.
That's a big.
At least you'd be.
I'm doing a national program for free, for crying out loud. I've yet to see my paychecks from WOR here in New York.
You're doing an international program for free right now.
Well, yeah. So.
And you know what I'm doing tomorrow?
What?
Getting together with John Peroulis again.
Oh, really?
Shoot another MMA match.
Gee, is he ever going to call us again? We hardly ever hear from him.
Yeah, he's been busy, and I'm sure he'll call on Tuesday after I get together with him on Saturday.
Yeah. Now, how you were not feeling well last night, and I was worried about you because
I appreciate that. That was so nice of you to reach out. Yeah, I didn't feel well. I was between the stupid Presonus thing not working, and feeling clammy and hot and tired.
Well, see, I worry.
I rarely.
Yeah. I worry about that when I hear that because that can be heart problems.
Well, I took a nitroglycerin also because I was feeling tight in the chest. So it was just.
I would call your I would call your doctor about it just to be on the safe side.
Well, I pretty much know what to do. I wasn't a heart attack. It was just I was pushing myself a little more than I should have, and I had a hard time keeping my eyes open. I mean, I listened to the show a little bit, but I fell asleep.
Right. Let me hold on a second, Kevin. You were showing us a bag there. Was that somebody you knew at all?
Yeah, that was Darlene, my assistant at work.
Yeah.
That was Darlene.
Yeah. Is she gone?
Yeah, she died of brain cancer.
No,
A
wow.
couple years ago.
That's not a pretty.
She was gone in like 6 months.
Really? Wow.
And that's my mom. Breast cancer, and she's a survivor.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
About
I'm a
15, 20
survivor.
years.
Wow, that's great.
You're a survivor, Phil. Yes, you
That's
are.
right.
Yeah,
I'm
Phil.
100%
right.
cancer free.
Well, you don't know that.
So is
I do.
Jeff.
Now, if we
Yeah.
now if we can get you Trump free, I think you'll be pretty good.
Yeah, that car I was showing you, I was saying we should make that a Republican car and charge $3 every, $5 for 3 hits, with a sledgehammer. We could probably beat it up in no time.
Yeah, you guys
Call it the
all have
Republican hit.
CDS.
Yeah.
You got CDS. Trump
There you
derangement
go.
syndrome.
Wait a minute.
We could make it one of those limos.
Oh no! Here we're following Thames in London. I'm just hoping maybe the Dubai thing would come up, but
My wife just lapped me for the 3rd time. I give up.
she lapped you. You mean, in other words, she has gone around 3 times, and the one time you've been walking?
Yeah.
Hey, well, tell her to go fuck herself, okay?
Kevin, if she leaves you again, you can get alimony.
Yeah, there you go. No, I'm about ready to. They're going to do a ceremony here in about 5 minutes at 9 o'clock. So
Yeah. Well, we're
probably
almost through here.
get you away from the noise, and I'm going to go sit down and listen to some music.
I'll just stay with us till the end of the show, though. It's got only about another 2 or 3 minutes here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
I'll
Bree,
mute it up so I don't
Yeah,
bother the
okay.
background here.
Bree is thinking of moving somewhere other than Dubai, and I'm sure he will find some other exotic place. You've always gone to exotic places, haven't you? I mean, places that were different.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Where were you before?
So we'll see.
Before Dubai, where were you?
Singapore.
Singapore. See? See? That's our boy. Yeah.
If he goes back to
Huh?
if he goes back to Singapore, he'll be calling us the next day.
Yeah. No, I won't go back. I don't go back.
Did you like
On the
Singapore?
other side of the international date line.
Did you like Singapore?
Yeah, I like. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
But it's a different style, different place. But I wouldn't go back there. I think anybody who lives in Singapore for more than 5 years, I don't understand them. Like there's nothing really there. So, 5 years, 6 years, okay. I mean, I was there for 7, so I guess I was 2 years past what I thought.
Yeah.
The amount of time you spend there.
Yeah. Well, I wish I were younger. I think I would probably leave this country and go work somewhere else. I mean, there are enough English-speaking countries that I could probably ply my trade somewhere else.
You could work here in Dubai.
Yeah.
You could work for Dubai Eye 103.8.
And do they have English announcers?
They do. They tend to be British.
Yeah. Well, I can always be British. I was for a while anyway.
There's one Canadian guy.
Yeah.
There's a Canadian guy at night. I think there's a Canadian guy that does sports. A couple Australians.
Jeff had his hand.
I don't.
Yeah, Jeff had his hand up.
I lived in Australia for just a couple of months.
Yeah.
But it was a very interesting experience.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
it's a great place.
We've run out of time. I want to thank Bree for joining us this evening. Thank you very much, Bree. Of course, Scott Boddicker, thank you for being there. Thank you all the times that you are there. Kevin, thank you for taking us out to that cancer walk. Thanks to SG for being snarky. Thanks to Jeff, of course, and to the always wonderful, we won't put it, I don't want you to see his phone number, the always wonderful Phil Meyer. And if everybody would like you, just from wherever you are, give a big wave goodbye and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you, gang. I appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye. That's it. Wait a minute. Let me go back there, and then let's do it like that. There we go. That's so much nicer when I do it that way. Anyway, that's our group for tonight. Let me just get rid of them here because the next program has to use the Skype lines. Get off the line. I gotta make a call. Okay, that's it. That's all she wrote for this week. I'm Alex Bennett. This has been a rough week. It's been slow, but it's been good. Tonight's show was just fun. As coming up next, Jack Bishop. He's got the intersection coming up, and then at 1 o'clock in the morning, Connections. That's with the folks from Florida. It's a fun show. If you don't ever get a chance to listen to it, you really should. I think you'd find them all very interesting and fun, and topics are provocative, and you'd enjoy it, okay? And then I'll be back again after Damian Chaplin takes to the airwaves on Tuesday at 9:30. I'll be here at 10 o'clock. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her. Okay? Bye.